Alright everyone, so what we're going to do today is we're going to talk more about painting techniques while using our different colors. Lately we've looked at how colors go into certain groups, and we actually made a color wheel that tells us which colors are primary and then how to use those to make the colors that are secondary. So what I'm going to do is I get to decide today, and you get to decide as well, whether you want to turn your paper vertical or horizontal. I think for me, I'm going to go sideways. I'm going to go horizontal. So I have my paint set nearby, and I have my bucket of water, my supplies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a ground line in here. So you guys have told me in our drawings that we usually want to put it near the middle to give ourselves space to add things into the drawing later. So I'm going to tap out my brush to get it ready. I'm pinching out the extra water. That looked pretty clear, so it should be nice and clean. I'm going to go ahead and load it. I think I'm going to use green. And I'm going to paint my ground line through the middle here. That looks kind of scratchy. I know when I'm scratching, my voice is scratchy. I'm kind of thirsty, so I need to add some more water to my brush, add a little bit more paint on there, and then I'm going to go across, and I want to use long, smooth brush strokes that go all the way from one side to the other to fill in the ground color. So I'm adding more water, adding more paint, and I'm pulling this across to fill this in. So when it looks scratchy, I know what that means. My brush is telling me something. Add some water, add it into your paint. You'll notice this paint is dry when we start out. So with wet paint, we talked about we don't stir our brush around in the middle of it because we take that from the side edge. This paint, because it's dry, I have to add the water to it. So I do want to stir my brush around in the middle of it to get it started, to get it working. So the paint is giving me my color. The water is acting like what we'd call a vehicle. It's moving the paint around for me. So I have to add water to it to get it to work, but I wouldn't want it to be, if I held this up, I wouldn't want to see paint dripping off of it. That would be way too much water. So I have my ground ready. Now we can start thinking about what are we going to put in here.